little things like flips and stuff like that, they're cool if they're done at the right place at the right time. Because I've realized that people don't remember wrestling, they remember moments. I want people to watch my match and go, wow, that was good. And then someone asks, well, what was so good about it? Like, I don't know. It just was.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Cinema. I am Money Mike, and that clip right there was from the interview that AJ Styles did with Chris Van Vliet. So all credit to Chris Van Vliet for that interview, and it kind of bleeds into what I wanted to talk about here. I did tease it a little bit with the Spider-Man meme of like everybody basically doing the same thing, and that AEW's roster is filled with people who do the same thing. Like, there's nobody that stands out. There's nobody that... Everybody just blends in. And, AJ Styles talked about how nobody remembers the wrestling. And he's right. And he's 100% right. I mean, look at the Attitude Era. It wasn't 5-star matches. We remember the moments, the characters, the stories. We don't remember the matches because the matches were like 2 or 3, maybe not even that long, because they were building to a story before something happened, or the matches were like short because something would happen with interference that would advance the story. And we remember those moments, those stories, the characters that made the Attitude Era what it was. And AEW right now is missing the mark when it comes to the character and the story aspect of pro wrestling. AJ Styles, the reason I use that clip from AJ Styles with the interview with Chris Van Vliet was because it should be a wake-up call to Tony Khan. Like, people are not going... You can put on all these 5-star matches. And look, I love them. I love the Spot Fest. I don't care. Like, wrestling is wrestling. I'm going to enjoy AEW. I'm going to enjoy WWE. And they each bring something different to the table. I said it like over a year ago in a video. I said, AEW is succeeding with wrestling. And WWE is succeeding with week-to-week storytelling and character development, character building. And both of them are succeeding doing their own way. But when you look at these last couple years where AEW has kind of lost momentum, I think they've started to slowly gain it back a little bit. And I feel like, people maybe aren't tuning in, but I feel like the people who aren't tuning in, maybe they tuned out because, AEW wasn't for them, or maybe they realized what I'm realizing for the point of this, and what I'm going to say in this video, is that it's a lot of the same thing. You're basically watching the same match multiple times throughout the night, and it's like, why are you going to watch a Kenny Omega match, and then an hour or so later you're going to watch a Will Ospreay match, and you're going to get the same type of match? Like, there's no difference, there's nothing unique. It's the same type of match, the same type of near falls, 2.9 second kickouts. It's the same thing, and every wrestler on the AEW roster ends up blending in because nobody stands out. And so when you built your promotion around being anti-WWE, they were anti-Vince McMahon. Oh, wrestling's a dirty word to Vince McMahon. Oh, well, we're going to call ourselves wrestling. We're going to sell wrestling. And it's great. It worked for those first couple of years. But when Vince McMahon got outed from the WWE, all of a sudden, that's when things started to turn for AEW, was because people were realizing when you're building your promotion around being the anti of the person that is now no longer there, what is your reason? What is your reason to keep people watching? Why are people going to watch if your whole point is, if their whole point was, we're anti WWE, we're anti Vince, we're going to do all these things that Vince McMahon doesn't want to do, and then Vince leaves, and then Triple H comes in and goes, okay, I want to do all these things that you want, or that you wanted Vince to do, and now WWE is giving the fans exactly what you were trying to give them, so to speak. And now the fans are like, okay, well, I can just go watch WWE. People are watching because they're interested in the stories, the week to week storytelling, the moments. You know, AJ Styles said it best. People don't remember the wrestling. Are we going to remember all these great matches on Dynamite? Sure. But when they blend in with other great matches on your show or on the same show, is there any that are actually going to stand out? And that's kind of the point of this video. The point of the meme that I made with the Spider-Man meme is that AEW needs to focus more on building characters, giving us a reason to tune in, giving us a reason to like certain superstars, certain wrestlers beyond beyond the fact that they're a great wrestler. Where is the reason for, where's the story, the character depth? Maybe that's why when I watch AEW, I'm more inclined to guys like Hangman Adam Page, Swerve, MJF, because there's character, there's story there that I can sit there and watch and go, you know what? I can get behind this. I can watch AEW, so I can watch this. I can watch Hangman Adam Page. And you look at Hangman, and Hangman Adam Page is a perfect example of what Tony Khan should be doing when it comes to building characters. Because when you look at Hangman Adam Page, when he first came into AEW, and you look at Hangman Adam Page now, he literally went through his character has completely changed. His character arc has completely changed. And that is what makes wrestling. Like, it's, yeah, the wrestling in the ring is great, but it's the characters, the story that makes people tune in week to week because you want to see what happens next. And with AEW right now, Tony Khan is, again, Tony Khan, please stop it with the justified chance tweets. Like, bruh, that's not a good look. Like, we can criticize Triple H for a lot of things too, but like literally, he doesn't go on Twitter and be like justified WWE chants or justified this is awesome chants for Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn or whatever. Like, he doesn't do that. Like, that needs to, like Tony, you're running a business, this is your promotion. Like, that just makes you look like a mark. A mark with money. If AEW, and I feel like to me, if AEW can ever hit the point of getting the characters down, getting the character aspect of wrestling, giving fans a reason to get behind a wrestler, a reason they want to watch a wrestler, a reason they want to buy that wrestler's merchandise, along with a good story to provide the fan a reason to watch every week to see what happens next. I feel like that's the missing element to AEW. Because when you have all these great wrestlers that just blend in and nobody stands out, then how is AEW supposed to uh, get better? How is AEW supposed to get back to where they were in 2021? Like, when they were at their peak in 2021, before Vince got outed, like, to me, that changed the game. Vince getting outed changed the game because now everything you were saying about, well, we're not Vince, we're not the WWE, and we're going to say wrestling, we're going to use all these terminologies that Vince doesn't want to use. Well, now Triple H is doing all that, on top of the fact that there's week-to-week storytelling that people want to tune in for. And yeah, maybe it's a little bit of recency bias because of the Bloodline storyline, but that made you tune in week to week. You know, the Hangman Swerve feud every week. I was tuning in to see what would happen next. And I said to myself, if AEW could get more of this across the entire program, give us reason to get behind a character, a reason to want to watch a feud, because Hangman versus Swerve was right up there with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Let's be honest. You know, give us a reason to get behind a character, a wrestler, a story that we can feed, feed into, where we can go, you know what, I'm going to tune in to see what happens next. And I feel like they hit on it. Every once in a while, they hit on it. Like they hit on it with the Hangman Swerve feud last year. But they need to do it more consistently. And I think if they could do that more consistently, then I think AEW can get back on the right track. Get back to where they were before Vince got outed. And because again, I think that was the killer for AEW. AEW was on the rise. They were doing well. They brought in Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole. I mean, it felt like they were going to go into 2022. They had all this momentum. And Vince being outed completely just wiped that momentum away. I know some people say maybe it was Cody Rhodes leaving, it was CM Punk. You know, honestly, there might have been, some of that might be because Cody and CM Punk left. But truthfully, it was because of Vince being outed that I think is when the momentum started switching back to WWE. And AEW has just not recovered to get back to where they were in 2021 when Vince was still running things. So I really hope that AEW, Tony Khan, does listen to what AJ Styles said. You know, it needs to be, you can still do the wrestling, but you need to do maybe less of it and focus more on the moments and the story build of why we should be watching this match for 30 minutes. If AEW can get down the week-to-week storytelling and start building more character depth within their wrestlers, their talent, I think AEW can turn it around and going into the rest of 2025. We have Double or Nothing. You know, we have AEW Dynasty coming up on April 6th. We got Double or Nothing. You know, All in Texas. We got all these great shows coming up. You know, that are going to be great shows because they always sell the pay-per-views, but they just don't seem to have it figured out of how to keep viewers, you know, watching Dynamite week to week without the storytelling and the character depth. The fans don't have a reason. They just know, okay, we'll just watch the pay-per-view. And that kind of hurts the pay-per-view because it's like you want the fans to watch the TV so you can see why they can follow the story of why so and so is fighting. You know, why is Kenny Omega fighting Okada at All In? Why is Swerve fighting John Moxley at Dynasty for the world title? Like, you want to have fans glued into the TVs every Wednesday to find out why they should keep watching every week. And I feel like, again, if Tony Khan can just take AJ Styles' advice, focus more on the moments, the storytelling, I think they can turn it around in 2025. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys think AJ Styles is right? Do you think Tony Khan should take that advice and focus more on the moments and not the wrestling? Comment below, and as always, I do produce weekly wrestling content right here on this channel, and I will be live streaming SmackDown from Italy this Friday, and Raw I'll be live streaming on Monday. So you do not want to miss all that. So go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button today. I've been your host, Money Mike, and you've been watching Ringside Cinema.